I was in a relationship with her dad, and I just wasn't happy. It wasn't living my life like like the Lord wanted me to.
I was 17 and I was pregnant. I was in a relationship, and it was not a good one. It was abusive. The boyfriend I had at the time was like, well, I can't help you. You just have to find somewhere to live. Only I can stay at my mom's house.
I was doing drugs, and I found out I was pregnant with her, and I was living out of hotels, and my mom said, I found out about this place called Sunlight Home.
Like at that point, I just had it. I was just like, what am I supposed to do? And I called, and Linda answered, and she was the new director now, and talked to see how the program works. She told me about it, so I agreed to come. And that was about almost 18 years ago.
Yeah, so I packed my bags and got on the Greyhound bus and left that life behind, and never looked back.
The heartbeat of Sunlight Home is to help each woman understand her value and what she has to give the world. Through her pregnancy, it slows her down. She's able to come to a new place and understand what needs to happen for her child and herself.
They come in here, they have no hope, they're homeless, a lot of them have been abused, some have come from human trafficking, some have drug abuse problems, and their families have deserted them in their greatest hour of need, and they're like at rock bottom. They have nowhere to turn. So we're there to welcome them to come in.
So each one of the girls comes in with their own unique story, and that unique story we just take from right there, and then we go and we try to help her decide on what she wants to do.
And I've always believed in their mission, and Linda is such a good example of how she helps these girls, gives them structure, which I think a lot of them need, and it just gives them family. I think that's the thing that they really need.
They're saving lives and helping these young women get back on track with their life. The heartbeat is not only that, but just everybody that comes together to make this a success.
And that's our goal. Lives changed, not just a place to stay. That's very important. They are broken and they need a place to stay and a safe place. And people are amazed that this is a home and not an institution, and it truly is. This is a home.
And in process of starting the home, we were told it wasn't needed. We were told we wouldn't succeed. And yet these women are a testimony to the need, and that God has brought us through no matter what the financial situation was.
It's just really saving one life at a time. The wonderful thing about Sunlight is you're really saving two lives. You're creating a future for the baby and also for the mom. And there's just so much going on in the world today. It's just a wonderful place.
Sunlight Home is about human life. It's about human beings, as President Trump said, being made in God's image and likeness from conception until natural death. The community at Sunlight Home, you can always rely on prayer. You can always rely on good advice. You can always rely on the support of people who love you because they know God, and God is love. And so Sunlight Home is about love.
I honestly love these girls. I understand them, having been a single mother myself. I understand that they can't do it alone. They need help, and that God created us to be a family, and they don't have a family. So they when they have a baby now, they have a little family. So we try to be their family.
It's a Christian ministry. It's non-denominational, so it's all faiths. And we want to try to help girls spiritually and emotionally and financially get on their feet so they can have a better life for themselves and their children.
We come alongside them through love and prayer, provide them with their basic needs, but it's so much more, a lot of nurturing and encouragement.
Of course, we want God to be the center of her life, and we want her to finish her education. We want her to realize what it's like to have a baby and how her body is changing. We want her to have life skills on how to work a budget.
It's just a remarkable change that you see take place in these girls from the start walking in that door until they walk out with their new babies, all their gear that they need to start a new life, and their ability to maintain themselves.
Linda helps them get their GED. She will help them to find a job. She takes them shopping for clothes. I mean, she does all these wonderful things above and beyond to help these girls kind of get their life back on track and where it needs to be, so they can not only care for themselves, but more importantly, care for the child that they're trying to raise.
And it operates as a home. They work together, they take turns making the dinners, they help clean up, we help them with education, with jobs. Our residents are working. We want them to be productive residents such that they work jobs not dependent upon the government, but dependent upon themselves.
Well, Sunlight Home's mission has always been to bring to bear every resource that we could to allow a young mom to be able to choose life for her baby. So having the home here, having the structured environment, showing the woman that she can do this with our help was what it was all about.
And without these people, I definitely wouldn't have made it this far in my journey to freedom.
Really, the bottom line is your heart goes out to this organization and goes out to the girls, goes out to Linda, and it just motivates you to want to come in and help in some way. And for us guys, we get out and put a shovel in our hands and go at it and try to make things better here. We added on the transition program, the transition area, and also the playground area for the children, and also for an area outside for the ladies just to relax and enjoy nature and feel the presence of the Lord.
Well, we always need lots of prayers. God has been very good to Sunlight Home, and we need plenty of prayers for the girls to, keep them on the right track and everything.
There are a lot of ways you can volunteer here. And some people have children, they've outgrown their clothes, their baby clothes. They donate them here. Linda said they have an amazing number of donations that way.
So many things you can do. You can donate diapers, you can donate food, you can donate money. Sunlight doesn't exist on government money. Sunlight exists on only donations from people who care.
I run girls to doctor's appointments, take them to job interviews, take them to their jobs sometimes, to the daycare, clean, whatever comes up. It's one of those jobs you just do whatever comes up.
We are completely funded by voluntary contributions, and so funding is needed. To be able to do the things we do, we want to provide that education, all the features. We have dental expenses and all sorts of things that these young ladies need.
When you look at it, that we're really stewards for the Lord, and everything He's given us really belongs to Him. And He looks to us to take care of what He's given. And I just think it's so important that you can give of your time, of your resources, of your love, of your prayers to help an organization like this.
Amen.
So grateful for everybody that invests in this program, these two programs, the Ray of Hope program and the Transition to Hope, because it's life-changing for every mom that comes through that door, and for their children who have lived in this wonderful place to understand how they're cared about and how people love them way beyond whatever they've learned or experienced.
Each woman who's come here, whether it's one day or 2 years, has just blessed me and strengthened my faith. And so I would just encourage people to volunteer and come and visit us and see, and you'll see with your eyes, what miracles can happen in these women's lives and in our lives.
Sunlight, what a beautiful name, because it is sunlight. It's God's light, shining sometimes in the darkest of places, and once the light is there, we see the beauty. And that's what Sunlight Home is all about. It's God's beauty being made manifest.